Happy Thursday. Woo! So glad you're here. Like I said, my daughter gave birth to our first granddaughter, Penelope Azalea. Interesting name. Penelope Azalea Tavares. She was born like at 10 o'clock this morning, so I'm not going to stay after school. Sorry. Anybody wants to come to tutoring today, you will have to understand. But if you really need help, message me. Of course, I'll message you back and help you any way I can. For today, we will think, connect to prior knowledge, and create our thesis. And actually, we'll talk about that more in a minute. And I will do the work now. A lot of people are starting to think that way, right? Man, let me just take care of it now so I don't have to worry about it later. Right now, I got Carvajal right here if I got to ask a question. Right now, I have time because this class is 50 minutes. Let me take care of it now, then I don't have to worry about it later. So I will use inferencing skills, imagination to finish my research and listen to form my opinion, and then write my thesis. And then for our close, we're going to be doing a little bit different kind of research as well. So what did you find out that was surprising about your charity? That's our discussion question. I also have to have a little comedy because that's how I roll. Check it out. Woo woo! Look at that. They're excited. And it says, early vegetarians returning from the kill. That's so dumb. I love it. It's hilarious. Hope you all enjoyed it. If not, good. Suffer. So if y'all know Ms. Olivari, be sure and tell her you saw hunters capturing and killing a giant carrot. She's a vegetarian. I love to tease her. She's always like, you crazy people drinking cow's milk and eating meat. I'm like, yes, ma'am. I love it. I want a hamburger and a milkshake. I want them both. Anyway, let's do our positive affirmations so we can tell ourselves what to think and how to think it and be positive on purpose. What are you? I am strong, confident, and successful. Yes, we are. And how do you feel about getting the work done? I love getting work done. Hell yeah, I feel good when I get work done. I know you do too. And how do I feel about schoolwork? The harder I work, the stronger I become. And it's just a great way to believe and to think because it really does work. So our assignment from yesterday, like I said, I have I forget what it's called, but like stuff that's been done, and it'll show this person turned in their thing at 1 a.m. This person turned in their work at 12:45 or at 11:45. So I can see as y'all turn stuff in. And if you got it turned in, awesome, I'm proud of you. There were a few problems. I don't think I've gotten to grade 7th periods yet. I've graded 1 through 6, so I don't have to worry about it tonight or tomorrow. Several problems that I saw. Let me go over to that assignment. Yeah, several problems that I saw was that people got really caught up in the problem and not the nonprofit. So several people, like a girl I had in one of my earlier classes, I think she started researching a charity that Blake Lively runs, but then she got focused on child abuse, child pornography, how horrible it is, how it's destroying people's lives. So like both of her quotes were on how horrible child pornography is. She made a horrible child pornography, and this is what's happening to children. Horrible quote. And she never actually focused on the charity. So you want to be sure that you're aware. You're supposed to focus on one charity. Pick one charity and find 2 different sources. I had several students message me, and then several people just do it. Like I had one on American Cancer Society and one that helps veterans with PTSD. Well, 2 sources, but 1 charity. So be sure you're aware of that. You're not really supposed to be using that company's website. If you're looking up the American Cancer Society, you need to find information that's not on their website because you're trying to find out how they do their job. And of course, all they're going to have to say is great stuff. So keep that in mind. Citations. Be sure you're using the citation generator that I gave you. I had several students tell me, I just Google citations, and this other one came up, and it was really hard to use. Yeah, I picked this one for a reason. Some of them require you to log in first, and they want all your information. They want you to join and buy their program, and oh yeah, you'll get free citations while you're at it. This one through Scribbler is really easy to use. You just copy the web address, put it in there, it's a website, and then go through the steps that I've told you all several times. So if you use this one, you're much less likely to have problems than if you use one of the other ones. The other ones might be good. It's just like I said, I picked this one for a reason. So keep that in mind. For the quote, of course, be sure you quote enough. Be sure you give enough information that's talking about the company that you're researching. And then for the annotation, some people just wrote really nice paragraphs about the article. But remember, you're supposed to give us a paragraph about the content, the credibility, the things that we talked about. Is it a .org, .edu? How recent is the article? All those kind of things. And then the relevance. Like I had a student write about a nonprofit that gets service animals, dogs, for veterans who have PTSD, whose lives were falling apart, couldn't keep jobs, and they did this incredible work. And at the end, for relevance, he put, it's obvious. Well, I know it's obvious, but you still have to explain. That's part of your grade. So even though it's obvious that the fact that they're getting these dogs and changing people's lives is a great thing, then you still want to explain that. Several people, their grades weren't so high. So if you make mistakes, like you just give me 2 quotes from one source, or you don't give a true annotation paragraph, and your grade is low, you'll know by the end of today, because you know me, I get things graded quick. You can, of course, revise it. Mr. Carvajal, I made a 65. Can I change it? Absolutely. I'll have your grade probably before I leave today, so you'll know where you're at. So that's the information on the work that was due yesterday. What are we doing today? Oh, thanks for asking. So for today's work, let's switch out of this. We're going to complete our research. So if you go into Research 2, couple of things that we're going to do. We're going to find a third article or web page, right? One more source, and if possible, find one that gives a first-person account, not somebody that works there, but somebody that's benefited. And a great example is that one that I found on St. Jude's Children's Ranch. Remember that with the girl that had the 2 kids, and she went into foster care? She's a first person. She's telling you her own story. So I want y'all to really try and find a first-person account for your third article or web page, and how that charity services has helped that person. Because once again, we're trying to figure out, does this company do a good job of taking care of their community? So having a first person account is really good and really important. And then for today, that's what I want us to do, because this is due on Friday, not today. You want to find your other web page or article, create your citation, and then do the reviews. How do you do that? Well, let me show you what I'm talking about. It's basically the same document, and here's where you click to find the citation and all that kind of stuff. But I left off the big example because we've already done it before. If you want to see the example, go back to Research 1 and you'll be able to find that same example. But for this one, your third person, first person opinion or testimony. So find the citation and the quote for today, and then look up reviews. And some of the smaller charities may not have any reviews. I've had a couple of students tell me, I can't find reviews for this place, but most of them should. Like for my charity, my Roy Moss, and if you put in reviews or problems or concerns, anything like that, you may want to play with the keywords. But if they've been around for a while, you should be able to find reviews on them about people's experiences. So here's a company, Indeed, that tracks companies and how employees feel about it. And you can see challenging place to work, 3 stars. But then look at this, horrible agency with terrible administration. One of the worst companies I've ever worked for. It's a shame because the residents deserve better. And they go on and on and on and on about how awful this place is. Does that mean it's really an awful place because a few people are disgruntled? No. And that's the thing to remember. You're never going to be able to make everybody happy. That's just not the way the world works. So they may be right. They may be telling you the truth. And that doesn't mean that it's really a horrible place to work, or it's not a good company. The big lesson to learn from that is, of course, is that, we can disagree. You can still support an agency and understand that it's not perfect. You can still believe and let other people have their beliefs too, right? In case you weren't aware of it, I'm very much a Democrat, and I have a number of friends that are Republicans who think Trump is the best person ever and he's getting a raw deal. And you know what? I understand your opinion, and you are welcome to it. I don't have to fight you because we disagree. And it's the same thing here. Too many people think, oh, no, if I support these people, then I can't listen to anything negative about them. That's very small-minded. So just keep that in mind. If you find negative stuff, hey, it's okay. You're going to have to make your decision for yourself, understanding that, once again, not every place is perfect. So, where is it? Here it is. So you find your first quote, right? Be sure and quote enough. You give your citation for it, and then you check the reviews. And you're going to give me just a sentence or two for the good and a sentence or two for the bad. So for the good, well, for Roy Moss, they said it's great to work with kids and help kids, and you get to see how they grow and their lives get better. For the bad, horrible administration, horrible management. They're not fair with their employees. The kids don't get as much help as they should. That's the kind of thing that I want, just a couple of sentences for each. And that's all I would do for today. And then for tomorrow, because this is due tomorrow, create your annotation paragraph. What is that article about that I chose that quote from? Credibility, is it a .org? Is it a .edu? Is it just a .com? When was it written? Is it very relevant? Is it very new? The author is a well-known author, honest author, the web people are. That's the kind of things you talk about in credibility. And then for relevance, well, why is the quote important? And you just explain that, right? I would leave that for tomorrow. And then for tomorrow, create your thesis. You have researched 3 different news outlets, 3 different websites, pages, and you've checked the reviews. Well, what do you think about the nonprofit now? And then why do you think that? And once you're done with that, boom, click turn in, and you are done. You don't have to worry about doing this or making up work over the weekend if you all get it all turned in by tomorrow. And hey, tomorrow's Friday, and it's the Friday before our Martin Luther King holiday. And of course, all of us are happy to have a Monday off, but that was made a holiday by President Reagan for a reason. Dr. King was a tremendous individual who had a huge impact on our country. So we're going to watch a little video on Dr. King, and I've got a reading about one of the great things that he accomplished, and we'll be doing that tomorrow in class as well, so keep that in mind. Yes, sir. I can't hear you. Let me finish what I'm saying, and then I'll check back with you in just a minute. So for today, once again, get your quote, get your citation, check the reviews, and then if you haven't done research 1, be sure and get that done as soon as possible because you are strong, confident, and successful. And just take care of business. If you need anything from me, have any questions, of course, I'm here, ask me. And let's finish today strong. Let's finish this week strong.